Hey guys, this is Jared, Transformational Coaching, Action is Transformation. In this video, we're going to get into how to appear more attractive to the opposite sex. Typically, I don't do these types of videos, but I've been doing a lot of interviews with individuals in different fields of relationships, and I'm actually getting reinvigorated and excited about coming back into yourself and who you really are and how that plays out in our relationship dynamics. So while this might be a little bit of a new title that you don't typically see from me, it has some deeper content than beyond the title. One of my most key rules, and I just want to let you know, in my life I never go out there and think, how do I appear more attractive to the opposite sex? I'm just being who I am, and that makes me more attractive to other people naturally. And that's rule number one, is don't appear needy. Don't appear like you need something from other people. Anytime that we try to get people to do something that we want for validation from them, we appear needy. Anytime that you alter your words or your behavior to fit someone else's needs or their likes, anytime you lie about who you really are, your interests, your background, or your hobby, anytime you pursue a goal, and I've been guilty of all of these at one point in my life, anytime you pursue a goal to impress others rather than fulfill yourself and what really makes you light up and shine, then you're actually being needy. And neediness is one of the biggest turnoffs to anyone. It's not only a turnoff in close personal relationship, it's also a turnoff in the business world. So I can't tell you how many times I've been in calls with clients when I was first learning more of the business side of things when it came to coaching. And in the beginning, there was a lot of times where I appeared needy. And I appeared needy because I wanted the sale because I really didn't have that much money. And so I would say whatever needed to be said, or I would do what I thought whatever needed to be done. And that appeared needy, and that would turn people off. And it would breed dishonesty and distrust. Now, I didn't know I was doing that. One of the things that we can recognize that I didn't recognize was that most human behavior comes down to the situation. A lot of human behavior is situational, so desperate times can call for desperate measures. And at that point, I didn't even know what desperation was. And I've actually had clients who were in desperate times and couldn't even generate an awareness of how desperate or needy they were because they were in that level of need. And obviously, I don't really have that energy come too much into my life now. But the point here is that when you are needy, it's not attractive to other people, and people feel it. People sense that needy behavior. They get turned off. If you're acting needy or trying to get someone to think of you to be a certain way or act a certain way for your own benefit, well, you're also manipulating at that point as well. Does that make sense? So anytime that we express needy behavior, whether it's in business, whether it's in relationship or for love, what we're doing is we're actually trying to manipulate the situation and manipulate the person. And that's why it's a turn off, because who wants to actually be manipulated? No one wants to be manipulated. It's not respectful to human beings as a whole. So it's important to recognize that if you want to show up as someone who's confident or show up as someone who isn't needy, then the first thing is don't be needy. It really comes down to that. Now, given that, how do you show up not being needy when you actually need something? One of the greatest things that you can do, and I wish I had learned this years ago, if you do have a need that needs to be met, then you can be straight up and ask for it. That's what it means to be in your power. That's what it's all about. Does that make sense? So there's a lot of times where we're afraid to ask for what it is that we want, or afraid to ask for what it is that we need. And if there's that fear there, usually it has something to do with our childhood where, our needs weren't met, and then anytime we asked for our needs, our parents would put us down, so then we couldn't expand. And so we learned to be ashamed or feel guilt for having our needs met. But the great thing about it is once you're older, you no longer have to allow your past conditioning to control you, or your inner child, your hurt inner child to control you. You have full responsibility to respond to life however you choose to respond. That's what it means to be in your power and to be responsible. You have the ability to respond to life however you want to respond to it. Does that make sense? So it's important here to recognize that if you are in a needy situation, it's important not to appear needy. And that doesn't mean faking it. It simply means saying the truth, putting your heart out there, putting the fullness of who you are out there. There's been times where I had to bite the bullet and take lower pricing for my coaching service in the beginning. There was times where I wanted to create a relationship with some person because I was really hurting, and I didn't admit that. I didn't know I was hurting at the time. But then I once I finally realized that, I was coming across as needy, I realized that there was a need that I had to fill within myself. And then I told the person that. I said, look, I really like you. Right now I'm actually hurting, and I just feel like I need someone to be there for me. Can you be that person? And that was scary. And some people have just told me, no, I can't. Other people have actually showed up. And so if you're in a needy situation and you don't want to appear needy, the best thing that you can do is just say the truth. Don't try to cover it up. Don't try to manipulate or anything like that. And if they say no, they say no. There's no harm, no foul. That's a part of life, right? So it's really important to recognize here that if we're showing up needy in our life, in any area of your life, you don't have to. 1, it's a turnoff to people. 2, people run away from you. 3, people don't like you because you're being manipulative at that point. If you're in a needy situation in any area of your life, just ask for help. Be honest. Hey, look, I'm kind of caught in this pickle. It sucks. I really need your help. Can you help me? Are you willing to help me? That's simple. People respect that. They don't respect when you try to go about it a manipulative or roundabout way. There's no respect there. We behave in needy ways when we feel bad about ourselves. So we try to use the affection and approval of others to compensate for the lack of affection and approval that we give ourselves. Here's the greatest thing about non-neediness. When you fill up within yourself and there's no more of that needy energy, whether you need a connection or a relationship or a friendship, whatever it is, when that need isn't there, something amazing happens. You feel filled up within yourself and you feel really good about yourself, and you realize that all I need is me. All I need is just to be with me. Everything that's happened within the virus within the last couple months, there's a lot of individuals who are trapped in their houses and realizing that they need human connection. They need to connect with others. And I think human connection is important, but we also need to connect with ourselves and find a balance between the two. And some of the people who are highly extroverted and don't have that ability to go introvert, which used to be me. I used to just be an extrovert. I couldn't stand being alone. Now I love being alone. I also love connecting with people when I need to connect with people, but it's a balance. Does that make sense? So it's really a balance. So it's really important to recognize whatever works best for you, whichever way allows you to fill yourself up. That's what you want to do. First, fill yourself up, and then you can give to others, and you won't appear needy. When you fill yourself up and you take care of your own needs first, you're not going to appear needy to others, which makes people run the other directions. It really comes down to recognizing that when you value yourself and who you are, and you make you a priority in your life, you'll find that you'll bring in or attract people who care for you just as much as you care for yourself. Does that make sense? So if you build joy, love, freedom, and inspiration into your energy field, then people in your life will reflect that back to you. And you'll find that when you value you first, other people will value you first as well too. You'll attract higher quality people into your life. And that's really what this is all about. So if you want to appear more attractive to the opposite sex, or you want to just appear more attractive in general, then simply fill your own cup up first. And when you fill your own cup up first, you'll see people will be really attracted to that. That's all I got for this time. Thanks for joining me, you guys. If you want to sign up for my Sacred Relationship series, please do so. The link is right there in the YouTube description box. Also, if you haven't, please subscribe or share with any family or friends. I would love for this work to go out in the world. And if you guys want to, the Sacred Relationship series is all about interviews with industry experts and live coaching. We got a lot of people who are bringing on each week and doing live coaching sessions. If you'd like to be a part of that, we'd love to have you on. I'll catch you next time. See you soon. Bye for now.